Good day, bikers. Jimmy here, welcoming you to another episode of Brits on Bikes. First up, a quick apology. I'm currently testing new mics, and there is the occasional dip in audio quality as I fumble around with my settings. But I promise that nothing is inaudible, and things will only improve over time. As we get ever closer to the conclusion of the Black Anis arc, we'd like to take a moment to thank you all for sticking around and listening to Dee's and Alex's adventures. We'd love to hear what you think and what you would like to happen next in the sleepy little town where anything is possible. On that note, we'd be super appreciative if you could take a minute or two out of your day to post a review of the show on iTunes or Podchaser. Reviews are the podcaster's life force, and I can't stress enough how motivating and validating it is to learn that someone out there enjoys our brand of nonsense as much as we do. Anyway, enough pleading from me. Let's get on with the show. Folks, and welcome to Brits on Bikes. My name is Jimmy Sprinkles, and with me, as always, is Eve.
Hello.
And Sean.
We've got to go back in time, Jimmy. We've got to go back in time.
Great Scott!
Great Scott, Jimmy.
Yes, we are on time-hopping adventures. How are we all?
I'm better now that my computer stopped crashing 600 times in a row and making me cry.
Yeah, see, what you don't know, listeners, is this is our third attempt at recording this episode.
We gave it a good go.
We have been giving it a good go. Unfortunately, Eve's computer wasn't working last night, so Sean and I watched Cats, which was much hilarity ensued.
I would say it was a bonding experience.
It was. We had a little sing-song.
I told you all about the film.
You told me all about the film, because I haven't seen the film yet.
And I didn't even get down to like some of the most horrible things in that film. I only mentioned offhand, like a few of the terrible things that happen in that film.
I'm gonna keep quiet until I see it for itself.
Good.
So,
I look forward to knowing what you feel about it.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll that will definitely be some bonus content that we'll make at some point.
Good.
Or maybe I should make it like a reaction video.
I would love to see a reaction video of you watching the things that I have seen. I went into that film drunk. We drank a lot of beers beforehand, and I sank into my chair lower than I've ever sank into my chair in a film, with my mouth agape as I watched things happening that had been put into film. Someone had allowed that to happen.
Amazing. So I think that's a hearty recommendation from Sean.
For sure. If you want to gaze into the void and have the void gaze back, then that is the film for you.
Yeah. So, but we should be doing our best to support millionaire celebrities with established track records.
That was spicy topical content.
Okay, so let's talk about the real celebrities of this show then, and what they are up to. So it's been a while for us listeners, so we're going to have to do a bit of a recap. So does anybody want to do it, or shall I jump in?
I can give it a good go.
Go for it.
Right. So we escaped the cabin.
You did.
We got to the road.
You did.
We were caught in a magical storm.
Yep.
We got pushed into a wibbly time wobbly void.
Uh-huh.
There was a dinosaur.
There was. Do you remember what dinosaur?
Oh, it was an Allosaurus.
No, it wasn't.
No, it was a Gallimimus. It was a Gigantosaurus.
It was a Megalosaur.
Megalosaurus, a Megalosaur. Megalosaur, not Megalosaurus, because I got that wrong. Megalosaurus is a mammal. Megalosaurus is a reptile. Naming conventions in science are bad because they both sound so similar. But we then we ran away from that, and then we went to medieval times, or it wasn't medieval times, was it? It was Fey Realm times.
Yeah.
And there was the demon.
Mm-hmm.
Eating all them pixies.
Eating all the pixies, munching on those sprites and nomming on the nymphs. And then
I'd like to nom on a nymph.
I'm sure you would, Jimmy. I'm sure you would. But
This is a family show.
this is a family show, and we're not going to talk about our secret enjoyment times.
Our various proclivities.
There was one. It trapped inside the demon in like a
put into
tummy
the belly.
cage, like a tummy vorcage thing, and then Alex got completely wailed on, and his hand got crushed. I can't remember if his hand got fixed. I don't think it did it?
It did, yes.
Did it?
Yeah, the dog did it. You pet the dog.
I pet the dog, but I didn't realize it had fully healed it. I didn't realize it was.
It's still swollen up and whatnot, but
it isn't just vaporized by a giant demon hand.
Yeah,
No.
D hit the demon with the coconut.
You did hit the demon with the coconut.
And we did not rescue the coconut, which
no, you didn't.
is heartbreaking.
No, it's a magic coconut. It survived time being rewritten. It's a paradoxical coconut. It should not exist because D was not in the event that acquired the coconut in the first place. So it being out of time is normal for it. It will show up again.
I hope it will. I genuinely do, because at this point we've made too much of a sort of importance of it for it not to become a major plot point.
It absolutely will be.
Post coconut loss, we then went through another shimmery, timey-wimey, wobbly, and we ended up on a road in middle of a forest. It was a Woman road, and we are now being faced with a bunch of Womans on the Woman road.
And the demon's still here.
And the demon's still
demon
here.
is still there.
We are
chasing
trapped
No
after you.
dinosaur.
between-
I hope that dinosaur is right behind us too. I really do. That would be great. Jimmy, I swear to God, if that dinosaur doesn't make it out of that time portal into modern England, I'll be upset.
It's fine. So we're now trapped between a demon and a bunch of Romans, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
who
what we
have
are.
just basically taken up defensive positions. So the shields are up, the spears are out.
Is that because of us or because of the demon? Have they seen the demon? Or are they scared of us because we appeared in the sky?
You don't know at the moment. All you can see is that these Romans have stopped. You can't really see their faces because the shields are up.
All right. So are we just jumping right in?
Let's jump right in.
All right. Yeah. D picks themselves up and turns around to face the demon and calls over their shoulder. All right, boys, get them shields up. All right. Need a defensive formation. Get ready. This turn's real big.
D, they
What?
won't speak English.
Well, yeah. What are you talking about? We're in England.
They're the Romans, D. They speak
Okay.
Italian.
Shoot, my grandma speaks Italian.
Yeah.
I didn't understand a word that she said. Shoot. Hey guys, I don't know Italian, so spears that way, and D's pointing their bat away.
Okay, so the demon is approaching. They are only 20 or so meters from you. The Roman Legion is holding fast. Jessica has grabbed onto you, Alex,
Yep.
in damsel in distress mode, not really knowing what to do. What do you want to do?
D,
Yeah? What?
we need to split up. You go that way, we'll go this way. I point at the trees on one side of the forest and give the trees on the other side, because the demon will then hopefully make a run for the Romans, and we can sort of be on both sides of the forest.
Please just go after the person with the bread.
Ah, the bread. Ah, bother the bread.
The demon is now 10 meters away.
Yeah, okay, give me the bread.
Okay, I toss you the bread.
D is going to sprint directly at the Romans and try to slide underneath the shields. Just full-on baseball slide underneath the shields.
Alex and
Okay.
Jess are going to run out of the way.
Can you roll flight for me, please, D?
Yes, can I get my bonus for the sick baseball slide.
Yes, you can.
Yeah. So that would be a 6 plus 4.
You turn around and you charge towards the Romans. As you get close, you can see that they haven't moved at all. You can see a few sort of eyes darting in and out just over the tops of the shields. And as you drop down to slide, the portal opens once more and you get sucked in. You are now back in wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey land, going through the portal. Alex, can you roll a grit, see if you notice what happens?
Sure. Oop. That's a 4.
You are momentarily confused by the fact that thinking that D was going to go the other side of the Romans, and they've suddenly started charging towards them. You don't really know what to do, so you've stopped, and Jessica's stopped alongside you, and yeah, you see this portal open, and the demon is catching up with you.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. And where's D?
D's been sucked through the portal.
I'm going to run into the portal.
Okay, roll flight for me, see if you can beat the demon there.
Okay.
Jess can roll as well.
Here we go. I'm scared. That's a
Dang.
17.
I mean, you've seen this thing before. You've got no real fear of it as you had before, so you've just gone charging straight into it. As you do so, the demon is almost practically behind you, and you can see the Roman soldiers are beginning to shout as they really start to see this thing. But you don't know what happens because the vortex kind of closes up, and you guys are hurtling through space once more.
He gets hit in the face by a clock.
How many clocks are there in here?
Just the one. It's just the one random clock that fell through time.
Ah, the space clock.
Get out of here.
It's amazing that out of all of the space-time continuum, you'd end up getting hit by the space clock.
The one clock in
That one
all of
space
outer
clock.
space.
Yeah. That's so weird.
Crazy.
You are hit with another huge kind of burst of light.
No,
You
another
find-
space clock.
No space clock, no. And you find yourself back on solid ground. And things look relatively similar to you. You're back on that path. It almost looks identical to the path that you were just on. Trees are a little bit bigger.
Hmm.
Make grit rolls for me, please.
Right.
Can do.
That's another 4 for me.
There'll be a 9.
That's a 6 for Jess. All right. So, Alex, you glance into the woods and you can see that there is several, couldn't really call them huts, but they are rudimentary shelters
Okay.
that you can see. D, you see the same. However, you can also hear the sounds of weeping and of crying.
I mean, is the demon still on our ass?
Demon's not there. No.
Okay. Think we're in the clear. We're doing some sort of I don't know what's a good sciencey word for this, like a quantum leap or something. Yeah, that sounds good. Wait, quantum leap.
That
Write
does
that
sound pretty
down.
cool.
Yeah,
Okay,
write that
give me a
down.
minute.
It could be pretty
Do
cool.
I have a notepad?
Let's say
I've definitely got a notepad.
Yeah, you probably have one in your bag.
Do you hear that crying? Where's that crying coming from? Dee's looking around for the source of the crying.
You can tell that it's coming from the buildings that are in the clearing just beyond the path.
Yeah, Dee's got their bat at the ready and approaching cautiously.
It doesn't take you long once you step off the path to see that this is a very primitive village of sorts. There is a group of men huddled in one corner. They appear to be having quite an animated conversation. You don't understand any of the words that they are saying, but you can see that there are women knelt beside bodies on the ground crying. Make a brains roll, D.
Oh boy. Come on. Nope, that's a 1. Dee puts her hands on her hips and goes, "Huh, that's weird."
Jess is just sort of intent in watching what's going on. Alex, I'm going to allow you to roll.
Brain or grit?
Oh, actually, yeah, you wear brains. You wear brains.
I wear
You roll
brains on my
you
head.
roll brains.
I wear some brains. I got an 11. I've saved you, Jimmy. I've saved you and your storytelling. Congratulations.
You catch up with Dee and you're looking at this scene ahead of you. You take a look at the men, and there is one man in particular who seems to be, you would guess, is probably the leader of this group, because he seems to be the one doing an awful lot of the talking. And the reason why he stands out for you so much is that he appears to be wearing a large cloak made from black feathers.
Okay. It's Raven from the popular BBC show. I go up and wave.
You're going up to them, are you?
Yeah, why not? Everything's been weird so far. It's fine. We'll just travel forward in time in a minute anyway.
Okay, Dee, can you make a grit roll, please?
There are 0 consequences to us going through time. That's nat 20, baby. Be at 29 total.
Woohoo.
As Alex begins to step forward, you simultaneously notice 2 things. The first is that it looks like the demon has appeared, and it is probably about 60 yards away, and it seems to be heading in your direction. The other thing you notice is a group of 4 or 5 children and a large Irish wolfhound who are staring at you.
Dee looks at Nettles and just goes, "Nettles, is that you? You're huge. We got one, though. That's a giant demon. Hey, you guys, if you're anything like me, fight that thing."
Okay,
Dee just holds up the dog bag.
They look at you, and then they see the demon, and then they start to run.
Damn it.
They're actually running into the woods.
Alex, come on. Let's go.
Yeah,
Keep
okay.
going.
That's fine.
Yep. Sorry.
Following.
Have fun with this, everybody. Yeah, Dee takes off running into the woods after the kids.
So you're running after the kids?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so can you roll a flight for me?
Yeah.
Ew. That'd be a 3.
It's a 7.
Don't forget your +1.
That's an 8 then.
Okay, and that's an 8 for Jess as well. All right, so you streak across. Which way are you? Are you just heading straight into the village and out the other side and charging after the kids?
Dee's put enough together right now to be like, yeah, nope, they know what they're doing.
Okay, so you hurtle through. Can you make a grit roll for me, Dee?
That'll be a 9.
All right, so as you run through, you suddenly notice the man covered in the feathery cloak.
I have a feeling that Jimmy is trying to get us to do something, but I can't tell what it is.
Why do I feel like that's something that I should know about?
It feels
Yeah,
like
it is.
It feels like a House of Lies situation all over again.
Is this
Black
a reference to something that happened in the past?
Well, it happened in the future.
What? Feathery cloak.
Let me take you back to the farm.
I do not remember everything. I was thinking, was there something about a feathery cloak? But I was like, no, the feathers was the angel feathers, right? Maybe there are other feathers? I don't remember all the things on the thing, to be perfectly honest.
There was the original Victor Wallace who tried to release the Boggoth, and it was all depicted on the wall.
So, do we think this guy's going to try to release a Boggoth?
It could well be one and the same guy.
Can I just beam this guy with my bat as we're running past?
Well, I'm going to ask you, for the sake of the story, do you think Dee would make the connection?
Honestly, I don't think Dee would make it in the moment. I think in, like, half an hour or so when we're out of the woods and Dee has a moment to breathe, I think Dee's just going to go, "Oh, crap, wait a minute."
Yeah.
You've whizzed past the villagers who have all, like, seeing your appearance, just start screaming and shrieking.
Yeah,
wow, rude.
Dee's just going, this feels very important, and I feel like I shouldn't be just, like, bulldozing past, but there is a demon on my butt.
Yeah.
I'll think about it later. Compartmentalize.
Okay, can you make some more flight rolls, please?
Sure.
That'll be a 4.
That is an 8 plus a 1, which is a 9.
And that's a 4 for Jess. So you were the first to start running, and Jess and Alex were behind you. Thoughts were rushing through your head with regards to this guy in the cloak, and you couldn't quite put your finger on it. And in your distraction, you lost sight of the children, and you're forced to stop and start looking around. And as you do, Alex manages to catch up with you. Jess, on the other hand, has fallen right behind, and you can now see that the villagers are heading towards her.
Oh, I turn right round. I'm like, Jess, come on, hurry up.
Dee pulls out the bat and goes, "Get away from her, you primitive schoolheads."
Most of them begin to babble in terror. They're totally confused by your appearance, by the objects that you're holding.
To be fair, Dee's just looks like a big club.
Yeah.
That's true.
But Dee is also wearing a Yankees cap, a trench coat, and a tool belt, so that's probably just a mind-boggling.
The outfit
absolutely.
of a wizard.
Okay, so most of the villagers shrink back. 2 of the men decide to step forward, obviously looking very protective of the people around them and unsure of who or what you might be. They're both brandishing cudgels, sticks, clubs. Not quite as hefty as your bat, but they look like they mean business if you were to engage them.
Yeah, we can still see the demon, though, right?
You can. The demon has gone past, and it seems to be continuing to head into the forest.
So wait, it's not going after us?
It's not going after you, no.
Even though we've got the bread?
Even though you've got the bread.
What?
Where's it going? Wait, are we racing the demon? I don't know what we're doing. Why is the demon not coming after us?
Why is the demon not eating the bread?
The villagers are coming closer to you. The men are.
Are we in the clear to keep going?
No, because Jess is stuck.
All right, so Jess is separated from us by them.
No, you've caught up with Jess.
Okay.
I offer a piece of bread to them.
Out of here!
I offer a piece of bread to them.
Don't give them the bread. We need that.
Just a little bit of bread. Just a little bit of bread.
Roll charm.
Do we still got our sandwiches? Do we eat those?
That's a 24.
Holy. The man approaching you, Alex, stops as you hold out a piece of bread, and he looks at it, confused, and he looks you up and down, doesn't quite know what you are. The man in the feather cloak shouts angrily at you in a language that is unfamiliar to you. Make brains rolls for me.
Sure.
Just to see if you can read his body language.
6.
We have 5.
Yeah, they'll both pass. He's pointing at you, and then pointing at the villagers, and then pointing at the sky, and he's getting angrier and angrier, and some of the villagers have shrunk back to the buildings, whereas some are now standing alongside the men, not looking happy at all. The man looks at the bread and tosses it on the ground, and then spits on the ground in front of you.
Don't like bread?
So, real quick, in terms of, like, magical homework, how long does that take?
How long does homework take?
Yes.
Depends on the teacher.
Yeah, it does. So basically, you have the different steps of the homework.
Yes.
Once you've done them all, you can then work. You then go on to the gig system, whereby you can specialize certain spells in your specialism.
But I mean, like like, if I just wanted to do a quick and crappy, like, I don't know, clothing change or something to just be like, I got magic, I'm scary.
Make a brains roll for me.
Just like it like something that doesn't need to last long, just long enough to be like, oh yeah, no, I can do a thing. Ooh, real magic, that'd be a 2.
Okay, so you think it's possible you could try a magic right now?
Yeah, we'll try a magic.
Okay, so that's 1 adversity, 1 psychic, and then passes on your focus and your discipline.
Come on, baby. What do I gotta get on this? It doesn't matter, puppy. That'd be an 11.
Yeah, okay, roll your grip.
And that's a 13.
Okay, so tell me what you want to do.
Pretty much, I want to just, like, very quickly, just, like, flash a feathery cloak. Only I want it to be with, like, bigger feathers and everything. I don't want it to just kind of, like, look like it's flaring up in, like, this strong breeze and almost look wing-like on me. And I just want to go, I'm the magic one! Like, point my bat at them threateningly like it's a wand.
Okay. All right, so just talk me through this then. You've done that. How do the villagers react?
Probably by needing a change of pants. Because I'm just trying to think, okay, how if I'm a super superstitious person, I'm following my boss, who is like the magic man with the fancy feather cloak and everything, and then this weird colorful person comes in speaking gibberish, and all of a sudden, like, just a feathery, an even bigger, flashier feathery cloak flies out of their back like a magic, and they're pointing a scepter at me. I don't know. I think I would back away from them and, like, either just drop down and, like, duck and cover or run away.
Okay, so they do that. Alex, what are you doing while Dee's doing all this? Have you seen Dee do anything like this before?
No, I have never seen Dee use magic before.
You saw the eye thing. Dia's done the eye thing.
I mean, the eye thing, you know, isn't really... I can probably kind of do a little bit of an eye thing if I try hard enough and scrunch my face. But no, this is put Alex into a state of shock, more shock than usual, I imagine. So Alex is like just kind of blown away by what he's witnessing.
Okay, so you're sort of standing there when Jessica suddenly tugs on your arm and she says, Alex, look.
Yeah, what?
She points back to where you had come from, and it looks like one of the portals has opened again.
Dee.
Is a dinosaur coming through it?
There is no dinosaur, no.
Dee. Portal.
That's right. You bunch of lousy turd bunch. Knuckle dragon.
Dee.
What?
I grab Dee and pull them to the portal.
Portal. Portal. Yeah.
Yes, Paul. Let's go. Hurry up.
Yeah, Dee's gonna take off running. And don't let me ever catch you in here ever again.
Don't jinx it. Let's go.
Okay, so you're heading into the portal. Can you roll grit for me?
Always. That's a 2.
Be a 17.
Okay, Alex, you are solely focused on just trying to get into that portal.
Yeah, I am. I want to get home.
Both Dee and Jess look over their shoulders as they dive in, and they can hear an ear-piercing, demonic roar as they step into the portal.
Is it good or bad? I don't know.
I'm sure we'll find out in time.
Definitely come quick kick your butt when we get out of this
I
portal.
know we will, but let's get out of it first.
Back in time. Right, so, yep, you find yourself once again in the time portal. It doesn't last that long at all. It's almost like you'll just continue running, and you just burst out the other side this time, and you find yourself in an almost identical spot. The only difference being now is you've actually landed in the village, which is now much, much bigger. And luckily for you,
There's a statue of D.
lucky for you, there's so much going on that you are barely noticed, and there's chaos ensuing because there's a huge crowd all shouting and jeering, and you can see 4 people who are tied to stakes. Make brains rolls for me.
4.
That's a 5.
You recognize that the clothing they're wearing is slightly more modern than where you were previously.
Right.
D, only because it would have been something that was probably hammered into you a bit more, is the person who's doing the most shouting, the person who seems to be in charge and is currently holding a blazing torch, is wearing an outfit that looks like one of them there pilgrims.
The pilgrim, he gonna burn it. Dude's just gonna sprint through the crowd, and I just want to like smack that torch away with the bat. Just smack it away.
Okay.
We're burning through time. I've already revealed myself as a wizard.
You go running up. Can you make a... I'll let you choose. It can be brawn or fight.
I will take out fight.
Okay.
Fight. Ooh. That's a 4. Got a couple tokens.
You would need one more to just bat the...
I want to knock it out of his hand. I cannot stress this enough. In the direction away from the flammable stuff. I don't want another soul jar incident.
All right, so that's fine. You're able to bat it away.
What are you doing, you lunatic? That's dangerous. He just starts stomping on the fire.
I run up. I want to run up and do something.
What do you want to do?
I want to run up and I'm going to yell, "That man there, he is a wizard, an evil wizard."
Who are you pointing at?
The pilgrim.
Okay. So you do this, and the man...
We know this because we're wizards from the future. D does not say that.
The man looks at the pair of you, and Jess as well, and begins to talk in his old-fashioned Puritan language that I'm not going to try and ad-lib because it will just go hideously, hideously wrong.
Have you not read Chaucer?
Yes, a long time ago, and the only thing I can remember is the famous line from The Miller's Tale, which isn't appropriate for this.
Absolutely not. Nothing from Chaucer is appropriate for anyone.
I freaking love Chaucer. Right, okay. He stares at you, D, and he draws a small vial of water out of his pocket and begins to flick it at you. And he starts screaming incantations at you.
See? Look! He is a wizard!
With all the madness going on, the women tied to the stakes are still screaming, and several other men who are in similar clothing, all carrying swords, step forward and go to take a grab at you, D. And one of them gets caught up with the head honcho, but one of them actually does manage to grab hold of you, D, and now has you with your hands behind your back.
Both of my hands.
Yep.
So you stand behind me?
Yeah.
I kind of want to just, like, drop to my knees and do a reverse headbutt directly into his junk. Skills.
That's going to be really tough because he's got hold of your wrists and you can't kind of retract them.
How do you get out of this situation? If only I had a friend.
Can I roll charm to convince the crowd that this is a wizard? And no, because if I charm the crowd and convince them that that guy is a wizard and all of these are his little demons, because these are dumb townsfolk, right?
Okay,
I'm going to make use of crowd, the horror that is crowd. What's it called? Crowd psychology.
Okay, mob mentality.
I do want to hate to break it to you, but we are easily the most wizard-looking things.
Yeah, which means they'll trust us.
No.
Yeah, because if I look like a wizard, then I know what a wizard looks like. That kind of secular logic worked in Britain. It's always worked in Britain.
So if she weighs the same as a duck.
Yeah, exactly. That guy weighs the same as a duck. I've seen him floating on the water
He took a bath once.
He took a bath once in the water, the holy water, and he burnt. You could see the steam coming off of him. Rolling charm.
Roll for it.
That's a 9.
So what do you want to say to them?
I'm saying, this man, he is in fact the wizard, and he's tried to sacrifice these 3 women in order to increase his evil powers. He's going to summon a demon. He's going to do horrible things. And those people with him, they're also demons. We need to stop them as a group.
It is quite possibly one of the most evocative and emotionally charged speeches that has ever left your lips. It absolutely passes. However, nobody has a clue what you're saying.
God damn it.
Point number 2.
What weapons do I have again on me?
You have a big-ass knife.
I do have a big-ass knife. Oh,
You do it.
And a slingshot.
and a slingshot. All right. Do we recognize anyone on the stakes?
You don't know.
Okay, all right. I'm going to bean the guy in the head with a slingshot.
Okay, roll fight for me.
10.
Okay, is that an explosion?
Yes.
I think it auto exploded. Yeah, it was a 6 and a 4.
In absolute fury and frustration, you pull out a ball and you put it into a slingshot. And you're so quick, the guy barely notices what you're doing. And you just launch it, and it hits him squarely, straight in the middle of the forehead, knocking off his big old Puritan hat. And he immediately lets go of D.
Got one turn and just like kneecap this dude.
Okay, roll fight for me.
That'll be an 8.
Whilst he is doing that, can I climb up on top of the pyre?
You can if you want, yep.
Okay, I do that.
D, you whack this guy in the kneecap, and he just drops to the ground howling.
Yeah, D's gonna point their bat at the dude that I imagine is still flicking water at me.
Okay, so as you go to turn to the head witchfinder,
Water
boy, the second heavy steps in, and he is going to swing his sword at you.
Oh, I would like to dodge that, if at all possible.
Oh, you are so lucky.
Well, I mean, I rolled an 8 for my flight, so good luck.
Yeah, I rolled a 1. Yeah, the problem is with all the crowds about and this dude flicking water and whatnot, he draws his sword and just fumbles completely and drops the sword on the floor. And he goes.
He steps on it.
All right, so what are you doing?
I want to grab the Bowie knife, and I'm going to free the women.
Okay, all right, no problem.
Choppy.
Chop. Can you roll?
There is no chop roll.
Roll brawn for me.
Brawn, D4, my worst stat. That's a 5.
All right, so that's you freeing the first woman.
Okay.
She collapses on top of the pyre and falls down.
Okay, I imagine I'm going to start, moving my way across the pyre to the next person.
All right, then. So while you're doing that, D, what do you want to do?
I want to wall up this other big guy. Just bonk him right on the head, like caveman style, as he's leaning down to grab his sword.
Yeah, he's gone to try and swipe up his sword, which gives you an opportunity to give him a big old bop on the head.
I'm gonna whomp him right on the head. Whomp. That's 4. I can add to that if need be.
Yeah, you're going to need a 6 for that.
Yeah, I'm out of tokens.
Okay, so you hit him on the head and he just drops to the floor. He is unconscious.
Oh, wait, what's up now? Come on, let's go. D motions at everybody. Is like, oh, wait, come on, one at a time. Everybody step right up. Who's got the touch to come at me? You? Come on, buddy. D points at the guy flicking water. You stop flicking that. Got in my eye. Stop it.
Well, in fact, he has stopped flicking the water at you. In fact, he's stopped what he's
pulls
doing
out a lighter
altogether. Make a grit roll for me, D. Alex, you can roll for freeing another woman if you want.
Okay, brawn.
There'll be a 4.
3 for
yeah.
brawn for me.
Okay, so you're still hacking away at the ropes of the second woman. D, you can see that this guy has stopped flicking water at you, but you're kind of caught up in your angry sort of shouting at him.
Yeah, like I'm going like full pro wrestler, riling up the crowd right now.
Okay, so hang on, let me just roll a quick grit for Jess, she's sort of made her way onto the pyre as well to help you, Alex. But she gets an 11. So Jess lets out an almighty scream and is just like, "No, not again!" And Alex, you turn to see
Do I
what
look
she's
up
looking.
and see a demon?
What you look up and see is Black Annis.
Uh-oh.
Look, wait.
This is her final form.
The villagers look they all just scarper. They scream in terror.
Oh, wait. D lifts up the bat. It's like, I'll get real tired, but, you keep on hacking. I'll keep it busy for a minute.
I keep doing that. I'm hacking at the thing. I'm trying to get these people free.
Okay.
Really should have bought another knife.
All right, so roll brawn for me.
Can I kick the sword over to Jess?
You can try. What would that be?
Or just like pick it up and toss it real quick. What am I rolling for?
I think it's going to be flight because there's a sense of an element of
dexterity to make sure that I don't just
don't
like
stab her in the face.
Yeah. The 7. Great throw, but it's not
Yeah,
bad.
that'll do it. You toss it in Jess's direction. She's still freaking out about Black Annis, but she does notice it kind of clatter at her feet, and she goes to pick it up and begins to rather haphazardly saw at the third woman's bonds.
Oh wait, come on then. You want to come at me? You want a piece of me? Huh?
D, roll brains.
Yep. It's a 4.
You think that now might be a really good time to start using that bread again.
Ooh, good idea. I do have the bread. Yeah, like D looks down at like one of their pouches with the bread sticking out. It's like, oh yeah. And it's like grab a handful and like crunch it up like real tight in their hand and just flick it so like all the crumbs get spread out in a shotgun pattern.
The moment the bread releases from your hand, Black Annis looks up quite rigidly and she begins to rise from the ground and very, very quickly floats towards where this bread has dropped, and once more she lies her hand down and licks the crumbs off her hand.
Wait, must be a second. Hurry up over there.
I'm doing it. Roll for brawn. That's a 2. I'm hacking at this thing.
Okay, yeah, you still haven't got that second one. Jess manages to get woman number 3.
Thank you, Jess.
And has moved on to number 4.
Yeah, I'm flicking some more bread.
Roll again.
What's your bread situation looking like? How much bread
You've
got?
probably got about a third of a loaf left.
I mean, we're like, you know, as long as we don't have to spend a year jumping through time portals, I think we're good.
You just got to use your loaf. Rolling brawn again.
Okay.
We weren't that far from the exit when we got onto the path, so we just need to keep on doing these quantum leaps, and one day we'll make it back.
I got a 6.
You've managed to get that second woman free, and she immediately starts off in the opposite direction of the rest of the village.
Mm-hmm.
If you follow us, we're going to go for a time portal. If you want to go to the future.
Jess manages to get the fourth
People
woman
are
free,
chill.
who has started running in the same direction as the other woman.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Are we good?
I think we're good.
Has everybody ran off?
All the women have gone.
Okay. Yeah. Book it. D flicks a little bit more of the bread, and yeah.
Let's book it in the same direction as the women.
Yeah, I want to shoulder check this dude that's been flicking me with the water first, though, as I go past.
He's gone. He's fled in terror.
Dang. Well, whatever's. Flooring it.
Okay, you can all make brains rolls for me.
Yep, that's one.
That's a 9.
In true cinematic fashion, both Alex and Jess look at one another and they both simultaneously say, "The path!" and go
Do we?
dashing off in the direction of the path. Well, logic dictates that the portal has appeared on the path the last 2 times.
That's true.
So,
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
it makes sense to go back to the path.
Yes. Okay, running to the path.
Okay, so you're running to the path. Black Anis has started to pursue you.
That's fine. She's been doing that for the last 3 episodes. It's fine.
You're running, and sure enough, a portal has appeared.
And there's no ropes, so I go in.
Alex and Jess were very quick to head off. D, can you make a grit roll for me as you start to run?
It'll be a 6.
Okay. You decide to double check that the women have all headed off safely as you begin to make your way towards the path. As you do so, you happen to notice that one of the houses in the village seems to be a little bit away from the rest of the other houses or huts in the village, and you can see a woman stood at the window, and she looks very familiar to you.
Oh no.
Is it a young Nana Casper?
She looks very, very similar to Nana Casper, yeah.
Do you just sound, hey, I'll see you in about like 300 years and 5 minutes, okay? So you just make sure to have that trap ready, okay?
She's aware of you. She notices you and she hears you, but she doesn't say anything at all. Just a wry smile appears on her lips, and she nods curtly.
Dee just does a running dive through that portal.
Okay, so you head into the portal once more. And much like the previous time, you've just carried on running and just popped through the other end. Jess has been the first to leave the portal, and she has decided that she is just going to keep on running, and she has streaked off ahead of you.
Jess, where you going?
We've just got to keep going. Let's just keep going. I don't want to have to face anything else.
Okay, fine. I go after them.
Dee is in hot pursuit.
You continue to keep running as Black Hannis remains on your heels.
Like a little more bread.
Yeah, she's stopping to pick up the morsels of bread that you're leaving. And you all encounter 3 men and 2 women in clothes that, it's safe to say you recognise as being of the 20th century. You are almost 100% back in the Wyndham Woods that you know. Mm-hmm. There is nothing out of the ordinary other than these people and the steel-fingered or iron-fingered demon that is on your heels. As you get closer to the people, they spot you and they say, "I say, what do you think you're doing? Where did you come from?"
Demon.
One of the men looks at another one of the women, and you notice now that she's wearing, she's got almost like a kind of backpack on and a device in her hand that looks a little bit like a hairdryer.
Uh-oh. I know who these people are, Jimmy.
Make brains rolls for me.
At least I think I know who these people are.
It's one of them. Oh, yep. It's a 3.
That's a 5.
No, not a 3. That's a 9. I exploded.
Oh, okay. Alex can take an adversity token.
Okay.
D, you recognise the man that was talking. It's none other than Malcolm Rayner, or the man you suspect is Malcolm Rayner, who you encountered in Black Annis's cavern.
Dee's just going to sprint past
Mm-hmm.
and, hold up the wall, just pull the wallet out of their pocket and hold it up and be like, "I got your wallet, I'm from the future. Don't look at the weird bird dragon."
Okay. Alex, what are you doing?
I'm probably walking towards them, because these are the first people I've been able to talk to properly.
Okay, so what do you want to say?
Isn't Black Annis, we can see Black Annis right now, right?
Black Annis is behind you.
Yeah.
Yep. Demon orange butts. Alex, come on.
Yeah, just we're out here exploring right now, and there's someone chasing us. We're trying to get away from them.
No. That's the dude. That's the dude. That's the statue guy. You a statue. Don't look at the bird wagon. Let's go, Alex. Come on.
All right, fine. Okay, we're going. See you later, everyone. Bye.
They're standing around. The woman's looking at her device that she's holding in her hands.
The hairdryer.
And one of the men kind of says, "Cripes, that was American, wasn't it?" And one of the other women says, "Malk," and is pointing in the direction of Black Annis. She says, I think we found her." At which point, you guys are still just running.
Yeah. I think once we get like a sufficient distance past, Dee's gonna turn and look to just see what they do.
Okay.
Maybe they'll vaporize her.
All right, so you've hightailed it, and you just look behind your shoulder, and you can see that they've all darted off the path, and they are now peeking out from behind a tree as Black Annis just ignores them completely and continues to chase after you.
Thanks for the help, guys. We really appreciate it there, Malcolm Reynolds.
Who hasn't been invented yet.
Wait.
That's Firefly.
What was the guy's name?
Malcolm Rayner.
Yeah, we'll really appreciate it after I'm saving your life by telling you not to look at the bird dragon. Malcolm Rayner, your mirror doesn't work.
So you continue to run, and the portal appears once more.
Into the portal.
Yep.
Okay,
Peace.
so you dive.
Before I go in, can I get a better look at that hairdryer? What do I need to roll to get a better look at the hairdryer?
You can roll brains for me.
Monkey pokey.
Steal it.
That's a 2.
Oh, we should have snatched it out of their hands as we ran past.
You think it might actually be a hairdryer?
Nice hairdryer. Bye.
So time envelops you once more. Until eventually you are back on the path again, and it doesn't look like you've gone anywhere at all this time. For all intents and purposes, it's the exact same path that you were on before you jumped.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference, well, make grit rolls for me.
Yep. That's a 4.
That's an 11.
Okay, so Sean, you can take an adversity token.
Yes.
D, you notice 2 things. The first thing is what you can hear, and you can hear the sounds of children shouting and running in the distance. You're just about able to make out a few of the silhouettes a little bit further up ahead. The other thing that you notice that you know seems a little bit out of place is there seems to be an awful lot of litter around.
Like what kind of litter?
Just crisp bags, polystyrene food trays. You can see that there are, along the edges of the path, are a few bin liners overspilling with rubbish.
Okay, that's a lot of trash. Hey, like as we're running through the woods, pick up your freaking garbage, you freaking Philistines. Okay.
All right, can you all make flight for me, please?
Shot up by paintballs or something.
Oh God, that's a 2.
6 or a 7.
All right, so Sean, take an adversity token.
Another
as
one.
you
Faceplant.
Yeah, you stumble on a greasy chip paper.
Fall face first into a trash bag.
Oh yeah, face first into a trash bag. And
really embarrass yourself right in front of Jess.
Yeah.
Black Annis is coming up behind you, so you are going to have to make a really good flight roll this time, Alex.
Okay. Here we go. It's going to be the rope all over again. That's a 1!
Oh my god!
I jinxed that.
No!
I jinxed that.
Alex!
I can spend some
Alex!
adversity tokens. How many would I need to spend?
Okay, 1 adversity token will get you standing up.
All right.
1.
Spending 1 to get me up.
All right. You're standing up, but Black Annis is approaching. She has
Slipping and
got
sliding in that trash.
fire in her eyes, and she is looking hungry.
Pelt her in the face with some bread.
Okay, so you throw the bread, and she's immediately attracted to it, giving you, Alex, sufficient time to continue to dart off.
Untangle yourself from the trash bag. You got
Shall I
like
roll
toilet
another
paper
flight?
stuck to your shoe.
Yeah.
Jess turns around, and she's like, "Come on, let's go!"
I'm trying. Roll flight.
Yeah.
16. There we go.
There we go.
Back on it.
Black Annis has been waylaid by the bread, and you find the energy to burst on through the path, down the path, and catch up with Dee and Jess, who are... Dee, I'm assuming that you're carried on running.
Yep.
Yep.
As soon as Alex is on the move again. Yes.
Okay.
Dee flicks the banana peel off Alex's shoulder.
Yeah, so you continue to run. Can you make grit rolls for me?
Okay. That's a 2.
That's a 19.
Wow.
Dee, you are able to recognise you're fast approaching the end of the path and the exit of Wyndham Woods.
Almost there.
We can do this.
As you glance up, you notice that somebody's actually put tied a banner between two trees, and all it says just along the top is "Finish."
Yeah, so like as we're approaching, Dee's just gonna throw their arms straight up in the air in that victory pose.
Chariots of Fire starts playing. Okay, so yeah. And as you get a little bit closer to that finish line, you can now see the familiar outlines of the other children that you freed. They're just stepping over the stile.
Why is there a fun run going on?
Why is there so much trash?
What is happening? Flighting?
Yeah, I mean, fly away. You're now at the end of the path.
Yeah, let's do a race to see who wins.
That was a 3.
Okay.
8, baby, or a 9. Excuse me.
I'm behind you. I'm not doing very well at the minute.
And I got an 8. So yeah, Dee makes it to the stile first and sees all the kids there.
Don't you keep on? What are you doing? Don't just stand there.
They just look absolutely worn out and tired. And one of the older ones glances over at you and says, "It was just the kids were so they're tired and they're worn out. They can't."
Dee points back at Black and it's like, "Hey, does that put some spruce in your caboose?"
The younger ones begin to wail as they dive over the star and begin to run. As they do so, you hear a familiar voice. "Cooey, children! Hello, dearies!
Yep,
yes, over here."
Hello, Nana. Hi.
Dee's sprinting over, like, oh wait, no, why don't let's?
Listen, you need to get we need to get these children away. Tony's bought the van, so he can take them and keep them safe over there. As the kids are gestured to go with Tony, who, God, make brains rolls for me.
All right.
I just want to see if you see it, that's all.
That's a 6.
5.
Yeah, okay, both of them are fine. Considering the last time you saw this guy beating out of the Woolworth bloke,
Yes.
everything about Tony says cuddly uncle, and these kids are just they don't even think twice about going with him. He gestures them along and hurries them along and gets them over in the direction of his van, which is about 200 or 300 yards down the road. You can see Black Annis is still coming, and you also happen to notice the fact that Nana Casper seems to have created some kind of circle. Nana looks at Jess and she says, "Go on, my dear, you better go with the rest of the children." To which Jess nods and just chases after Tony and the other kids. What would you like to do?
Throw the bread in the circle. Throw the bread in the circle. Throw the bread in the circle. Is that okay?
Yeah, but when the second Dee's holding the bread, like the last little heel of it.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Okay.
I'm looking at Nana Casper and going, should we throw the bread in the circle?
That would probably be advisable, yes, dear.
Dee, throw the bread in the circle.
D slams in the circle like a touchdown.
Okay. So you throw the bread into the circle, and you can see Nana Casper has pulled an old candle from out the front of an apron that she's wearing, and she's just waved her hand over it, and it's begun to ignite. And she looks at the two of you and she says, just stay behind me, children. I'd hate to see you injured in all this, especially since you've come so far.
Okay.
Yeah, he's still standing by with the bat at the ready.
Nana Casper begins to emanate a low chant. You can't really hear what she's saying, but D, you would know. Alex, make a brains roll for me.
Yes, sir. That's an 8.
Yeah, I mean, you would both assume that this is some kind of incantation that she's chanting.
Mm-hmm.
And when Anis gets to the stile, she stops and she tilts her head slightly and looks at Nana Casper and then glances down at the bread. And she bounds over the stile. She flies into the air and drops down into the centre of this circle. And Nana's chanting gets a little louder. The moment the Black Anis drops into the circle, you can see that she is physically restrained by the circle itself. She is unable to escape, and you can see her struggling. And her chanting is getting louder and louder and louder. And you see Black Anis throw her head back and let out an unearthly howl as make grit rolls for me.
That's a 1.
It's a 17.
Okay, Alex, you can see that Black Anis is stuck in here.
Okay.
But that's about all you can see. You decide that you're going to stand right in front of Nana Casper. Or sorry,
Why?
right behind.
Why would I do
right
that?
behind Nana Casper, so that everything is just blocked out, because you really don't want to see any more of what's
Absolutely
going
not.
on.
I'm not used to this whole magic thing.
D, you see that there seems to be this kind of internal struggle happening with Black Anis, and you can see that, like, if you didn't know any better, it's almost like another figure is trying to tear itself away and out of Black Anis. You know, if this was 20 years later and you were watching Ghostbusters 2, it's like that whole scene where the baby merges with the painting. It's kind of like that. Yeah, you can see that something is trying to get out, and Nana Casper is now chanting louder and louder and louder. Is there anything that you would like to do?
Can I start chanting with her?
Make a brains roll for me.
Ah, that exploded.
Mm.
I mean, it's only a 7, but still.
It seems to be a fairly short incantation, so it hasn't taken you long to pick up the words that she is saying. So you begin to chant as well, and you're both chanting, and it seems to be doing something. Nana Casper has begun to hold up the candle as she chants, and she's brought it to her kind of base level. Black Anis is now letting out an unearthly scream, and all of a sudden, Nana Casper just blows out this candle, and there is a sudden burst of light as Black Anis is literally torn in two.
Like right down the middle?
No, yeah, well, in essence, kind of torn in two. Alex, the moment that Nana blows out the candle, she just drops to her knees, exhausted, and a very, very strange sight is in front of you. So you see this demon creature divided into two. There is this black, acrid, tarry kind of smoke that's kind of sucked into this vortex, and at the same time there is this ethereal, glowing light that comes out of the other side. And all of a sudden, D, roll flight for me.
Hi.
All of a sudden, this light bursts out of the circle and heads straight towards you, and it explodes on you. Alex, all you see is D rise up 20 foot into the air. D, you are now unconscious. Can you please take your headphones off?
Oh,
all right.
I'm shook.
Okay, so you look into the air and you see D rising up higher and higher and higher. They seem pretty lifeless. Their arms are limp at their sides. Their head is rolled back. And all of a sudden, just for a fraction of a second, you see them transform. And they Roll brains for me.
Okay. That's a 15.
They transform into the woman from your dream.
What?
And almost as suddenly, that image disappears again and Dee comes crashing to the floor.
I'm gonna try and help Nana Casper up, and then I'm gonna run over to Dee.
Okay, so you...
Because I don't know how to deal with this, but Nana Casper might.
Am I dead?
You're done. Okay, so Dee, you black out for a moment, and the next thing that you're aware of is that you're lying on the floor, a little bit dazed. Alex is stood by Nana Casper, and he's just helping her up, and she's like, "Oh, thank you, dear." And she pats herself down. And did you get the demon? Is it gone?
I saw it go into like the darkness go into a vortex.
Ah, marvelous. But make a brains roll for me, please.
That's an 8.
You can see that there is something visibly worrying Nana Casper. She doesn't look quite right.
What's wrong? What's happening?
Oh, nothing, dear, nothing. I just I thought the spell might work a little differently.
What do you mean?
Oh, no, nothing. I mean, if you said you saw the darkness go into the vortex.
I saw the darkness go into the vortex, and then Dee floated off the ground.
What?
Dee floated off the ground.
No, that can't be right, dear.
What do you mean it can't be right? It's what I saw.
But it's not supposed...
What was supposed to happen?
I think maybe we've rescued the children. We've banished Atasea back to its realm. But I think there is more that we need to talk about.
Okay.
And I'm going to leave it there for tonight.
All right.
What about me? Wait.
Have you got anything that you would like to share, plug, shout about this week?
Control is a pretty good video game, and I like it.
And Mr. Sean?
We had a new episode of Omen out recently. That was pretty good.
I like that episode too.
Did you? Oh,
Yeah.
hooray. It's getting there now. The gang are back together now, so it's fun. Now, fun times are going to be had.
And mind you, this is probably going to be out after a couple more episodes.
Yeah, probably.
So-
Depends on how long it
so-
takes me to edit them.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know how much I'll like those episodes, but like, I've liked pretty much every.
You liking where it's going so
episode.
far? You liking
Yeah,
where it's going so
I like Omen.
Good.
Omen is a good show.
Omen is a good show. And
yeah,
even though I'm really far
Here's
behind...
my recommendation.
How far behind are
go
you?
listen to Omen.
I haven't started season 2 yet.
What? Jimmy,
I know.
It's fine, don't worry. I haven't even started season 2 yet.
There's all sorts of exciting things happening in season 2. I like the direction where you're going with it, with the big old time skip and everything.
Yeah. We sat down and we were like, we wanted to skip forward 5 years and give them some agency rather than
skip all the turmoil of like the changeover and get to the fun stuff where
Yes.
people are just like, okay, I guess this is just life now.
Yeah. Yeah, we're at that point.
Is it just a Brexit analogy?
Well, I mean, we're at a point now where all the characters are now sort of established in their careers,
Okay.
and it's a different feel to the first season where they were all sort of like dealing with everything as it went along. Now it's very much like working at Omen is very much the day to day.
Cool.
So a werewolf's just like, what the hell? It's a werewolf. It's fine.
All right then. Well, where can people reach you should they wish to?
I am at Copper Harpy on the Twitter.
I am at OxyOxspring on the Twitter.
And I am at Jimmy Sprinkles. That's 2 S's at the end. And you can catch all of us over at Brits_bikes. If you want to talk to us about the show and what you're enjoying and what you'd like to see happen with Dee and Alex next. But for now, it's goodbye from Eve.
Bye.
It's goodbye from Sean.
Hivashti.
And it's me, Jimmy Sprinkles, saying keep on biking. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was finish.
Brits on Bikes is steered by the Kids on Bikes RPG by Doug Lewandowski and Jonathan Gilmore. For more information on the game, visit renegadegamestudios.com. Brits on Bikes featured Eve Smith as Dee, Sean Oxspring as Alex, and Jimmy Sprinkles as the GM. To keep up with all the latest BOB news, you can follow us on Twitter @Brits_bikes. To unlock exclusive BOB content, you can subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/BritsOnBikes. Help us share Alex and Dee's adventures by reviewing us on iTunes, Podchaser, or anywhere you get your podcasts. And remember, keep on biking.
Finn.